Hello, everybody. My name's Jason Tax. Good to be here with you. That's me, so you can see my face if you'd like. Basically, just what I want to do is give you a quick introduction video, but it's also going to be a little bit long. This is going to be the first of a series of videos that I'll have available for training and instruction on Facebook and how to be successful in Facebook, how to grow your Facebook page, how to be active and reach a lot more people and influence and minister to a lot more people, or reach more people with your business, your products, your ideas, your blog, and anything else that you would like to reach them with on Facebook, and just share some of the different ways that help me grow. I'm going to share two of the most impactful and best ways that help me to get more Christian fans and Facebook fans in general to my pages, and how to build activity as well. I'm also going to just show you some of the different things that I do and have done to just navigate Facebook. There's a lot to Facebook. When a lot of people join Facebook, they don't realize, and I personally did not realize, all the things that are involved, and it's constantly changing and morphing, and there's constantly new ways to do things that are popping up. So I'm definitely still learning, but over the last 6 months or so, I've put in a lot of time, hundreds of hours into Facebook, and right now I usually spend a good amount of time on there, at least 30 to 40 or more hours a week probably. So just want to show you some different things of what you can do on here and how you can be successful with Facebook, because Facebook, in my opinion, is one of the greatest ways to reach more people that we've had in the history. I mean, really, it's the internet, but Facebook utilizes the internet in a very great way. So does YouTube and many other platforms, but I believe Facebook for me has been the best. When I first published my new book called The Nature of God's Love, or The Nature of His Love, which you can see the title here. This isn't actually the image of the book, but that's the title of it. Basically, I was like, man, I really want to get this out. This is the actual book. I want to get this out. I want to reach more people. I felt like the Lord was telling me, hey, if you learn how to do this internet stuff, you'll reach way more people with the gospel than you ever did traveling and ministering in person. I've been in ministry for 4.5 years, itinerant ministry, traveling to different cities, states, and nations, preaching the gospel, seeing God do amazing, incredible things, and I feel like I'm just beginning, but I've been able to reach more people in the last 3 months on Facebook directly than I ever did ministering and preaching the gospel during the last 4.5 years. And I did a good amount of ministry, a decent amount for starting out and stuff, but along the way I also learned how to make an income through Facebook as well, which I'll possibly talk about in the later videos. But for right now, I just want to show you how to utilize this to reach more people and to build your fans and engagement, and how whatever you would like to do with that is up to you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started here. But basically, what happened was, when I first joined Facebook, I had already had a profile for a while. I wasn't really into internet stuff very much. I'd only post on here maybe 2 to 3 times a week, little status updates or things like that. I mostly just used it to connect with friends. So when I launched my book, and I launched this website back in August of 2012, I was really just kind of brand new to the marketing world. I, like many people, thought that because my book was very quality and I really felt like the Lord really wanted to reach a lot of people with it, and I mean a lot of people, like hundreds of thousands to millions of people. I really thought, because you see all these viral videos, these viral images and posts and things like that, and you think, man, if I just post anything on Facebook that's important, it's just going to blast off to the moon. And it doesn't really work like that most of the time. The reason why you see so many things, right now on YouTube, there's thousands and tens of thousands of videos probably being uploaded every single day to YouTube. And how many of those videos are you seeing every day? very few. I mean, you're usually seeing the more popular ones, and so probably like 1% or less actually reach like 100,000 views. The same thing with Facebook. There are tens of millions of Facebook pages right now. Okay, now what we tend to see is the ones that have like a million or things like that, or like this page is the biggest Christian page. It now has 17 million fans and 5 million talking about this, called Jesus Daily. Now, uh, when you see stuff like that, you think, oh man, if this guy can do it, I can do it too. And technically that is true, but remember, he's the #1 Christian Facebook page on Facebook. There's no other Christian page that has that many fans on it. There are many other pages that have 100,000, a million, even 3 million, 8 million. There's some that have 8 million. There's not very many. Once you get past about a million to 4 million, you're really getting at just a few, literally a few pages that are that big, that are Christian targeted pages. Um, I would say that over 90%, probably even over 95% of Facebook pages right now have less than 100,000 fans, and that's probably a generous estimate. It's probably less than that. It's probably like more than that have less than 100,000 fans. So if you can get past 100,000 fans, you are doing fantastic. And I'm going to show you how. I just got my page after about 2 months of doing some of the things I'm going to share with you in this video. I now got one of my pages past the 100,000 mark, and I'm working on building a second one past that as well. And I plan to actually grow it much bigger than that, but I'm just kind of taking it in stride. I have a lot of different things that are going on. This one's at almost 50,000 now. As you can see, just in the past little bit of time since I last checked it, I already got another 282 new likes on this page and stuff. And basically, I just want to talk to you about different ways to build your Facebook pages, how to reach more people and stuff like that. Different things that I've learned that are helping me to be successful right now, and that have helped me also to be able to help a lot of other people. And so basically, one of the things that you have to know about Facebook is that if you really want to reach more people, two of the things that helped me was, #1, diversify content. Okay, diversify content. That's one of them. So for instance, let me show you this page over here. This is called The Nature of God's Love. Originally, this page was called One with Love Ministries to represent my ministry. It also represents my book, The Nature of His Love. Now, when I first started this page, I started it out as a ministry page to represent my ministry called One with Love Ministries. But the thing is that a lot of people don't know about One with Love Ministries. They don't know me. They've never heard of me before. They don't know what I teach or what I believe. And in case you didn't know this, I mean, Christians can be a little bit picky when it comes to who you listen to and so forth. I know I am. And when it comes to who I allow to speak teachings into my life and things like that, I mean, I'm open to learning from anybody, but there are only certain people that I will listen to and actually buy their books and teachings and things like that. So and it's because they have a reputation, or they've built trust in my life. They teach good, solid things that I believe in and that I want to learn. So when somebody doesn't know who you are, you need to build that relationship with them. You need to build that trust. You need to build that growth together, that influence in their life. And you do that by sharing who you are and things like that. But it's important not necessarily to target just your ministry. Like for me, I changed this to the nature of God's love. I could even just change it to the nature of His love, because even though it represents my book, people also identify with the nature of God's love because it's so general. I don't have to get them to like a page that says One with Love Ministries when they don't know anything about my ministry, but to get them to like a page that says the nature of God's love. That's pretty easy, because yeah, I want to know about the nature of God's love. That sounds really cool. And people might do that for One with Love Ministries too. And actually, it's not so much of a big deal now because when you run ads, a lot of times people don't even see the names anymore. But it's just something to think about. It's one little thing that can help. You can even put, like for me, I could put The Nature of God's Love by One with Love Ministries, and that can help too. There's things about branding your name I'll talk about later on that are really important as far as making sure that your name is trademarked and things like that. Those are things that I'm working on myself, because you can get, once your page starts getting big, you can get into a little bit of a stuff if you have just a general name that's not trademarked, or somebody else maybe owns the copyrights on, or things like that. So uh, but basically the second way, so number one was diversifying content. I apologize, I might bounce around a little bit here because I get have fun while doing this, and sometimes I get distracted because there's so much to cover. But um, just to let you know, these videos I'm gonna have at least probably 3 to 4 hours, maybe more, of training in the video series, which you can see more details on my website about it, about what all is involved. And I'll show you before this is over some of the other things that we're going to go over in this video series. But I'm basically going to take 6 months of training and learning and trial and error and mistakes and successes, and try to put the best info, the most necessary info, all together in one video series, so you can just jump out of the gate, or wherever you're at with Facebook, you can become even more successful, and to do things, and to not have to learn all the stuff the hard way like I learned it. So and I've also spent a good amount of money and time learning from pro marketers, people making 50,000 a month from Facebook and doing things like that. So you also get a lot of valuable information that people are paying a lot more money to get than what I'm charging for my video series. Believe me, I've sat in plenty of webinars now and seen the price tags of $500, $1,000, things like that, for just for simple training on, and they won't even probably teach you most of or a good amount of some of the things that I'm going to share with you, because it's just a lot of good stuff in here. And I don't know that for certain because I didn't really buy that too much overpriced stuff. I have bought some Facebook marketing stuff, but usually it's not the stuff that was $1,000, because usually it's overpriced. Or it's not overpriced, but I like to find better deals, you know what I mean? Okay, so anyways, basically when I started this out, I started posting a lot of stuff about my ministry, about my book, over and over again, and I was having trouble getting likes. I invited all my friends to come like my page, and I thought even just there, I had over 1,000 friends. I thought I would get at least 500, 800 to come like my page, and I think I got like 35. And I was like, what? That's not supposed to happen. And then I was like, well, I'll post all this stuff and it'll just go viral because my book is awesome and it's got all these great revelations, and God really wants people to know this stuff. And sure enough, I post my book all over the place. I tag people. I create an event. I do all these, send messages to all my friends. Check out my new book. Man, I got like maybe 100 downloads of the book or something like that. And I was like pretty devastated, and none of the stuff that I was sharing was going viral. I was getting very little activity to it. I mean, yeah, people were supportive and stuff, and people were interested, but it was just kind of disappointing, to be honest with you. I was a little devastated for a little bit there because I had been expecting so much, and so little happened. And then I started spending all this money trying to find out the best ways to advertise it. Tried Twitter, tried some email blast stuff. I tried paid for banner ads on other websites. I tried a press release, and these different things. Paid a few $100s or so trying to do all these different things, and nothing was really producing great results. Except for Facebook. I would invest even just a little bit into Facebook, and I would get better results than some of these things I was paying $100 for, or around there. and I'm going, I could spend $15 on Facebook advertising, and I would get better results than the $100 stuff I was paying for. And so I'm like, man, I need to just learn this Facebook stuff more, because this is really where I'm seeing the results at, and for much cheaper than these other ways. So that started a whole little journey of getting into Facebook and learning more stuff. So that's the summary of where I'm at. I'm sure you've kind of maybe done some things, or had some, at least some similar stuff happen as you were trying to share stuff with people. I also hit up about 200 huge pages, including this Jesus Daily page that I showed you. I messaged them, I said, I messaged them twice actually. I even went on here in their About section, found the dude's email, emailed him twice saying, hey, can you please post my new book? It's free, and I just want to bless people, reach more people. I wasn't even asking, I wasn't selling anything. I was just trying to give my book away, and literally almost nobody even replied to my messages. I sent out at least 100 to 200, I don't know exactly how many, messages to all these different big Christian Facebook pages, and almost none of them even responded. And the few that did were like smaller, like 40,000 and stuff, and I got like maybe a few likes from there, 10 likes, 15 likes, things like that. I had one Hispanic page that was 500,000 that responded. That was the biggest one by far, but they were all Hispanic people, so once again I only got like 15, 20 likes when they posted my book on there. So I was really disappointed in that as well. I thought, man, these guys are Christians and they're not even sharing my stuff. What's up with that? I was mad, actually, to be honest with you. But then now that I run bigger Facebook pages, and I've been, I've seen the behind the scenes stuff. Like, I'll go show you real quick. This is a page that I admin for. I don't own this page, but I admin on it, and I know the owner of the page. He's a friend of mine, and I post lots of stuff on here. But this page has 371,000 fans. It's called the Holy Bible page, and if I would go through normally here, look how many unread messages they have. 3,000 unread messages. These are notifications. This doesn't tell you how many messages are in your box. This is how many messages are unread. Just like this is 74 notifications you haven't seen yet. This is 3,000 messages you haven't looked at yet. Now these just so happen somebody was actually looking at these today. Normally, if you were to look at it, I mean, it'll just be a ton of messages like this where nobody's even looked at it, because you just get so many every day. It's like, man, how do you respond to all this unless you got like some kind of staff, or you're just really diligent with your Facebook page? But and a lot of those will be like, hey, can you please share my page? Can you share my book? Can you share this video? Can you do this? Do you do that? And people just want you to do it for free because you're a Christian. And it's like, well, do you know how much hard work it takes to get a page to 300,000 fans? Or how much money you have to invest if you do it that way? Now, these guys actually just worked it up pretty much. They started from scratch about a year and a half ago or something, and just kept posting and posting and posting, and now their page is at 350,000. Nowadays, it's much harder to do that because there's a lot more Facebook pages on the internet. If you started a Facebook page 3 years ago or whatever, man, it'd be easy to get. You'd have tons of fans by now if you were just posting a little bit, because there was very few pages out there. Now, because there's tens of millions of pages, if you just start your page and it doesn't matter what kind of stuff you're posting on there, 99% of the time, if you don't pay for advertising, your page ain't going to get big. Or if you don't have some kind of other method besides just posting content on there, your page isn't going to get very big very fast. So what I learned was that with Facebook, two of the main reasons why over 90% of pages don't make it to 100,000, and actually a lot of them are really small, like 1,000, things like that, is because they're not willing to pay for advertising, number one, or they are willing but they don't know how to get it cheap, which I'll talk about, or two, they don't diversify their content. Basically, on this page, when I started when I stopped posting only about my ministry, my book, and I started diversifying the content and doing things like this, posting good quality images with like different instructions about it, then I started noticing a lot more activity. I mean, look at this: 175 shares, 203 likes, 7,000 people saw it. 5,000 of those were from viral, meaning people who shared it in their news feed. 5,000 people of their friends saw it. Only about 2,700 from the page saw it, and over 5,000 of their friends saw it. That's awesome. This one, 754, 3,000, 21 shares, things like that. And this is some scripture with some different little revelation in there. This is I'm selling a t-shirt and stuff, which I'll talk about later in the series, and things like that. And basically, and I'll share revelations too, where it's just like different revelation and stuff. But basically, I started diversifying the content, and what that did was help engage the people who were on my page to be more active. Because when you're only talking about yourself and your business and your book or whatever it is you're trying to do all the time, people get worn out. If I were to go to Justin Bieber's page, you'll be able to see pretty quick what I mean. Wondering why maybe I spelled it wrong or something. Justin Bieber. It's probably spelled it wrong. Yes, I meant Justin Bieber. Okay, 52,000 like this. Ready? 52 million like his page, and only less than 1 million are talking about this. That's a pretty low. That's like, that's like 2% of his fans are actually engaged with his page. That's pretty small. Why? Because it's all, look, if you look at his page, it's all about Justin Bieber. Oh, that's disgusting. I hate that spam stuff that pops up. Apologize for that. It's not my fault, but people post these stupid spam porno whatever stuff on here, and I have to delete that nonsense off of my page regularly. But these are Justin Bieber. It's all about Justin Bieber. He's not posting like, hey, how images that are like cool and inspirational. Like, let me show you one that's doing really good. Okay, this is one of the I think this is the most active page on Facebook right now. They have 8.5 million people talking about this, and they only have 1.2 million likes, meaning almost 8 times as many likes as they have on their page. There are people that are engaged with their page. And if you look at their posts, I mean, this post, look at this. This post was posted 28 minutes ago, and it has over 3,000 shares, almost 4,000 likes, 51 comments. I mean, that is amazing. These guys, and why? Because they're just posting little cool, inspirational, funny, provocative images. Some of the stuff on here I don't really care for, but they mix it up. They look, this one has 6,500. It was posted about an hour ago, and they're posting a lot of content on here too, which I'll talk more about as well in the later videos. But these are all today. All these posts are all today, posting, getting tons of interaction and shares, and it's tons of different kinds of content. It's not just one or two things and stuff like this. It's not always focused. Even though they have a website and stuff, they don't always post stuff directly to their website, and that's smart. Because if you want to engage your fans, you need to post stuff that your fans are interested in. And when people get on Facebook, they're interested in being encouraged, inspired, challenged, and informed. They want to know about important causes. They want to be, they're not getting on here to hear about you all day. They don't want Justin Bieber all the way down in their news feed and everything about how he just woke up today on the wrong side of the bed, whatever. I know, don't get me wrong, I'm not a Justin Bieber hater or nothing. I'm just saying, same thing with like T-Mobile. You go to T-Mobile, and here they got like two 2.7 million likes and only 65,000 talking about this. Once again, very low. Why? Because here it is. It's all about T-Mobile phones, T-Mobile phones, T-Mobile phones, T-Mobile phones, T-Mobile phones. Now, people are just not going to want to talk about T-Mobile phones all day. You know, they got other things that they want to talk about. So that's where when you choose to diversify your content, it really helps. And you can still share your ministry and things like that. And I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways that you can do that that are very discreet and that help reach people without without them being overwhelmed by you advertising stuff too much and things like that. But if you look at this, is one of the pages that does a really good job. They got about 500,000 likes almost, and they almost have 2 million talking about this. This page just a few months ago was at like 150,000, and it looks when it was founded. Well, it was founded a while ago, but it took off. Literally, I watched this page because I've been following it since about November, December. It had about 150,000 or 170,000 fans, somewhere around there, which means that they have basically tripled in 3 months, even though they were founded, back in April, it looks like, of 2012. So, but just within the last few months, they have tripled their page because they started doing things that are brilliant. And what they do is they post a lot of inspirational content, and then they post their website link at the top. So when people click on that, they go to their website, and they have tons of products on here that they sell that are in line with their Facebook page theme, which is raw for beauty, raw organic foods, and things like that. And they do post a lot of informative content and stuff. And I don't want to get too ahead of myself here because we're going to talk about this more in the video training series of what tactics and ways to do that kind of stuff. But just basically they're diversifying their content, reaching a lot more people because their interests are spread out versus just targeting one interest. Like if you're only targeting people who are interested in your book or interested in your products, then you're in trouble because you're not expanding out to people who maybe aren't interested in your products, but maybe they're interested in your encouragement and inspiring posts, and they'll share your encouragement inspiring posts with other people, and then that'll reach people that are interested in your products because they're sharing your stuff and it's getting viral. And so that's where you have to choose to leverage the different things on here to help reach more people in ways where it may not seem as direct, but that's actually good. And so that's one way to help get a lot more fans. As I just showed you, they tripled their fan base in just a few months by posting viral, organic, great content. This Shut Up, I'm Still Talking one, they've grown about 200,000 just in the last couple weeks because of the same thing. I think this one was just started. Okay, they had something similar going on, but I've been following this one since it was at about 1 million, maybe like 1,050,000, and that was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And in 2 or 3 weeks, they've grown by 200,000 likes just by posting viral content. Okay, huge. Now that's a lot easier to do when you're a bigger Facebook page than a smaller one. If you're trying to do that when you're only like 10,000 likes, man, you're going to be working hard and not achieving much. Even at 100,000, you're still just at the point where you're just starting to get some more viral stuff going. I've generally seen once you get over 100,000, you can start to do more viral stuff, but and it's more common, it's more regular and things. But and we'll talk about that more as well. But so basically the other way is this right here. You see this right here? I don't know if you notice this number has gone up since we started this thing, but basically I run Facebook ads for people to help build their pages up and get them more Facebook fans. I also do posts on my pages to get them fans as well. But basically just today I've been able to get over 4.7k fans, 4.7 thousand fans to different Facebook pages. And you can see 3 campaigns, so 3 different pages, about 4.7 thousand total just today. If we were to look at the monthly Right now I'm almost at 100,000 fans that I've gotten for different Facebook pages just in the last month. That's a lot of fans. And basically that's what I do. As you can see over here, I got tons of pages that I have admin access to, and that I can that I've been helping to grow their pages. And some of these pages are my pages as well, or pages that I just admin for and things like that. But a good amount of these pages are pages that I have helped to grow their Facebook pages and activity and stuff. And I can basically do the same for you as well if you're interested in that. But basically that's the second biggest way that I've learned to grow a Facebook page. And it's so important because a lot of people don't want to pay for advertising or to to get likes, because of, for one, there's a lot of scams out there of, oh, buy these likes, buy those likes, and stuff like that, and they're fake likes or they're not targeted likes and stuff, and you end up paying for people that aren't even interested in your page. They end up unliking your page, or they use illegal bots or software or fake profiles that can get your page banned, especially if you buy a certain, like a high amount of them. And that's why they're so cheap, is because they're illegal fans or they're fake fans. They're all software created. And once Facebook finds out about them, they'll either remove them from your page or they'll ban your page. And you don't want either of those happening, because then you just wasted your money on fans that not only were they not active, or if they were fake, they weren't active because they're not real people. If they were real people but they were put on with illegal bot software where it forces people to like pages even if they don't want to, through illegal means, as soon as Facebook finds out about it, not only will you lose those likes, but those ones can get your page banned, because Facebook is smart. I mean, this is a multi-billion-dollar company that has, I mean, just a brilliant program here on Facebook. It's the #1 social media in the world, has over 1 billion people now. You don't think that they can track when people use illegal bot software on their websites to force likes? I mean, these guys are geniuses. They're not just kids on the street anymore, creating websites. Like a lot of these people making these bot softwares are just little programmers who just trying to find a way to cheat the system temporarily, and then they charge you these really cheap prices, get you 10,000 fans for $50, and then next thing you know, or even like less than that sometimes, and next thing you know, all those likes are gone, and or your page gets uh, gets removed. So I don't know about you, but I don't want to do that. But I'll tell you right now, you can get as many likes as you want through Facebook advertising, and they ain't going to have a problem with that as long as you're following their rules. You can also, I used to get fans for people by posting on big pages like this one, and I still do that for small amounts, but not big amounts, because it just takes way too much work and stuff. But basically, I run ads for people, and you can run ads too. And part of where a lot of people don't like to do that is because if you don't know how to get good cheap fans on Facebook, you can end up paying a lot of money. Like somebody that I was working with just recently said the average price of a Facebook fan is 37 cents for one fan if you're using Facebook advertising. That's what the average person is paying right now for Facebook ads to get one fan to their page. That's pretty funny. This is one of my friends. That's his new wife, and she's like passed out. That's pretty funny. Oh, maybe she's singing, I guess, huh? She's singing. Oh well. Anyway, sorry. So basically, but when you pay for ads and you don't know how to run the ads, then you can end up getting you could say ripped off. I mean, I when I first started Facebook ads, I paid about $40. I used about $40 of my free credit that they give you. They give about $50 free credit when you're first trying to sign up for their ads, and I blew through that, and I got less than 100 fans for $40. I mean, that was meager. I was like, man, I ain't ever doing Facebook fans. For a while I was so against running Facebook ads, and I even did a video just like this where I was talking about how I post on pages to get fans, and I was saying, yeah, I don't use Facebook advertising, but because it's a ripoff. And then I learned later on, just met some people who are doing really good things. I paid for some Facebook marketing stuff and learning from a guy who's making 50,000 a month off his Facebook pages, and he's running Facebook ads, and I'm going, what the heck? I started learning different tactics and things like that. That are little secrets that 90% probably or more of Facebook advertisers don't know, or they aren't using. A lot of people are paying a lot more money for their Facebook ads than they need to, because if you understand the Facebook ad system, you can get really cheap fans. Now, I unfortunately am at this time I'm not able to necessarily release a lot of the things I do because of the value of it is just, it's taken me months to learn and a lot of money, trial and error and different things, and I just am not in the place right now to want to give that information away, and I don't want everybody doing it either, because then it could potentially start to drive up the cost of the ads and things like that if too many people do the same stuff. But as a consolation, what I can do is help advertise for you if you're interested, and help build up your pages and stuff like that. And I get very cheap prices. If you look on my website, you'll see I offer very cheap prices for fans compared to what most people are paying. And so and you won't have to do any of the work. You just, I'll do all that for you. I'll set up the ads, run them for you, get all the page likes and things like that, target your page, and it's pretty simple. So if you're interested, feel free to send me a message about that. I'd love to help you with that. But also here you can see if you're not interested, or maybe you've already been running ads with me and things like that, if the next part of the videos, I just want to give you basically some some information of what else is going to be in this training series, so you know what I'm going to go over, because a lot of times maybe people don't know what they're going to miss out on, or what the value of why I'm charging for this and stuff. And what I'm telling you right now, what I'm charging for this is very cheap. I plan to charge more depending on when you're watching this and stuff, and as I learn more, and specifically for the marketing type stuff and how you can make money with your Facebook pages, because I've been able to make a decent amount of income from Facebook and running my pages and doing different things. And I'm also learning how to make even more income. This guy making 50,000 a month, I'd like to be doing that. How about you? Even 10, 20,000 a month is pretty good. And right now, if I keep going the way that I'm going, I can get there. So basically, some of the things I'm going to share with you is let me write them down so you can see up here, is how to create a page. We're going to start over in the basics. So for maybe some of you that may not be super interesting, but maybe there's some different things I can show you about creating a page that you'll learn that'll be fun with that. Where to find covers and pictures that'll really make your page stand out and look good, and a lot of them are free. You don't have to pay any money for it, stuff like that. How to just get your page started, inviting your friends to like it, spreading the word, and asking other people who have Facebook pages to like your page, and you'll invite your friends to like their page if they'll invite their friends to like yours, things like that. Then I'm also going to do, okay, so now what? So now we got our page up, got it created, got it going. Now what? Now this is for just basic stuff. Maybe you even skip that video if you're already past that stuff. But next I'm going to get into paying for advertising, and what to do and what not to do to get fans, how to avoid Facebook like scams, how to identify them, and things like that, and as well as different methods that people use to get fans that are against Facebook policy that can actually get you in trouble, as well as things that you can do that will not get you in trouble, that will help you be successful. I'm also going to talk about diversifying content more, in specific how to get content, where to get viral content from, how to post different things, and how to schedule different stuff like that. I'm going to talk about post scheduling and a specific software that I use that is very cheap that allows you to schedule all your posts for Facebook, Twitter, your pages, your groups, your profile, Twitter, your profile, Google Plus, your emails. Even you can do emails through it. You can do a whole bunch of other stuff all through one software, and it's just $10 a month to start. And you can actually start for free. If as long the promotion they have right now, you can actually try it for free, but it's just $10 a month for their upgraded plan, and you can do a whole lot of stuff with it. It's just amazing. I'm going to show you that, and for me, it's one of the best that I've found, or the best that I've found, as far as everything that you can do for the price, because a lot of the other post scheduling softwares are more expensive and they do less. Like it's like $20 or $30 a month, and all it does is Facebook posting. I'm also going to show you different things about pages and groups, and which one's better for which kind of cause, and which one you want to do, like why you would want to start a page or why you would want to start a group or do both, and different reasons for that and how to do that, things like that. I'm also going to go over the different types of posts. Like there are text posts like this, there are picture posts like some of the ones that we saw like this, there are text with thumbnails like this, little thumbnail posts. This is actually a video. I'm going to go through the different posts, which posts, I'm going to go through the pros and cons of each, which ones are best for viral reaching and which ones will have the most impact, and how to leverage the different types of posts, because Facebook actually ranks these posts based on what they are, whether a text or a link or an image. They actually measure it out of how many people are going to see it and different things like that. So I'm going to talk about the different pros and cons of what kind of posts you should be doing if you want to reach certain people and accomplish certain goals. I'm also going to talk about viral activity and how to increase your viral activity and where to get viral content. I think I already said that. I'm also going to talk about places to get free pictures and stuff like that. Things to post on that you can use. You can either change them and add to them, or you can just take them as they are and post them onto your Facebook page walls and your profiles, stuff like that. I'm also going to show you about combining things together, as far as like if you looked at my little thing here, and this is just a little nugget for you, a free nugget for you. But if you look at my page over here, what I'm doing over here, you can see my link. This is actually a link to a teaching on my website. If you click it, it takes you to my website where you can see a little link here. You can see a teaching that I've posted, and you can and unfortunately it blocks it when I'm logged into here, but this has like thousands of likes on it, and I'm going to show you how to leverage that. And you can see all the comments on here and stuff, and these are all people. The way I do this is I'm going to teach you about that, how to combine posts together to get more, to drive traffic to your website or to different things like that, to your products or whatever, and to leverage viral activity. Because as you can see over here, this post got shared 184 times, liked a lot, and so forth. And so just kind of show you how to do stuff like that. Okay, next I'm going to, so that was combining things together. Sorry, I'm not good with PowerPoint yet, so this is why we're doing the ghetto PowerPoint, you could say. That's another thing I'm going to have to learn here soon. Driving traffic, which is basically what I just showed you. One of the ways that I drive traffic, there's plenty of other ways that you can do it as well that we'll go over. How to drive traffic to your website, your different offers, or even to other Facebook pages. Because once you have a really big Facebook page, it's really easy to then build up other Facebook pages using that one Facebook page if you leverage it right. And next, I'll show you how to set up your website and things like that. Just some basically tips to set it up to integrate with Facebook so that you'll get higher search engine rankings and also just a better look to your website for visitors and things like that and activity. Also show you how to do email opt-ins for those of you who want to do newsletters, sales letters, email stuff, subscribers, I'll show you how to get email opt-ins and different ways that you can do that. I'm also going to show you introduction to selling, how to sell stuff on Facebook, how to market different things, what some of the do's and don'ts on that, some of the things that have been successful for me as well. I'm going to show you also I plan to show you different ways to monetize your Facebook page, including selling and stuff like that, and different ways that you can make income from it. This one I will probably not do 100% of the time of making this video as far as like everything that I'm doing, because I'm still experimenting with some things, so this will actually expand as time goes on, and I'll probably have more videos later on, like I said, that I'll end up charging more for, because those will be showing you how to make some good income. But I will show you some basic stuff that I've learned on here, and really if you just apply all this stuff that I've been doing or that I've posted so far, and you have some kind of products or things like that that you're selling, you're gonna be able to make income. So really, I'm giving you, definitely gonna give you plenty, but I'm just talking about maybe things that you've never thought of before, or how to sell different products and stuff like that that aren't necessarily yours but are other people's, how to do CPA offers, which are cost per action offers, different things like that. So so if you're, you know, that'll be really valuable stuff. I'm also going to talk about contests and the rules of contests, what to do and not to do, and how to set different things you can do with that. Just a little brief overview with that. I'm also going to talk about what can get your page banned. There are a lot of rules with Facebook about things that you can and can't do, and there are things that can literally get your page removed by Facebook, and it can be very challenging to get your page back once Facebook does that, because this is their property. This is not your property. Even if you paid for, you know, hundreds of thousands of fans, you still don't own that page over Facebook. Facebook owns that page, and they are letting you host your page on their website. And so if you do things that are contrary to their rules, you can get your page removed, and it can be very difficult to get it back. And so I'm going to talk about different things about that and how to prevent that, ways to protect yourself, and what things that you should not do to help stay within their guidelines. Next is just other final tips. Basically anything else. No, hold on. We'll do one more. This is really important right here. EdgeRank. EdgeRank is the ranking system that Facebook has for who sees your posts and what posts they see, and how many posts show up in people's news feeds. You know, if you look at my page or my profile, you know, I've liked 400 pages and I have 2,400 fans, almost 2,500. Now, out of all these pages and fans, whose posts do I actually see when I scroll down my newsfeed first? And I'm going to tell you that right now I see a lot of the same pages and the same people's posts, and there's a reason for that, and it's because of the edge ranking system, because there are certain people that I interact with more than others, and so therefore Facebook recognizes that, and they actually have a system set in place that ranks your interaction with people, pages, posts, etc., and uses that system to decide which posts actually show up in your newsfeed and which posts do not. And that's why a lot of times you don't see a lot of posts from some of your friends and different pages that you've liked, is because of the EdgeRank system. And I'm going to talk about EdgeRank and how that works, and that one's really important. And then lastly, just other final tips, strategies, and different info that you would need to know or want to know in order to be successful with Facebook, and how to do different things on here. So this is going to be a very value-packed, rich, informational content. I mean, like I said, I mean, for the price that I'm charging for it, it's just, I'm basically just helping people out. I really want to help people be successful with Facebook, and that's also why I charge very little for the fans compared to what you could be paying and what most people are paying. But I just want to help people get going. I know how hard it was for me in the beginning and how much I was paying for different things on here, and if somebody could have done this for me, it would have saved me hundreds of hours probably, as well as a lot of finances as well, and more than that, it would have saved me grief and just disappointment and feeling like, man, I'm just not going to get there. But at the same time, in some ways, going through that process really made me determined to be successful, and maybe I wouldn't have learned all this stuff, and maybe I would have taken it for granted if I was just immediately taught it, because it took me a lot of work to learn this stuff. So hopefully you don't take it for granted, but hopefully this does help you, and that it does help you be successful and accomplish your dreams, your goals, your vision, your desires, to impact and influence lives. Hopefully use it for good and to help people and to be a blessing to others. And for me, my ultimate goal with Facebook is just to reach more people with the love of God and the gospel. Everything else I do, even the monetizing and things like that, it's all to get money back into blessing other people and things like that. And yes, I do, make an income or whatever, but my main focus, my main desire and drive is to reach people with the love of God. And we need finances to do that. We need influence to do that, and so forth. So hopefully this will help you get there. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me and stuff. If you have any comments, feel free to leave any comments about this video and what you think about it, what your thoughts are, and I'd love to hear. And yeah, hope you're having a blessed day, and take care. Jason Tax, love you, God bless.